said, okay, I said, what if a baby is in a hot car and you have to break the glass to save that baby's life? He's like, well, that's understandable. And I'm like, well, that's illegal, right? You're damaging property. You're breaking the glass, you're breaking someone's window, right? And that's illegal. He's like, well, I know, but you have to deal with ramifications. He's scrawny, doesn't go to the gym, he's weak, he doesn't have a knife with the glass breaker on it. He doesn't have a glass breaker. How's he gonna break the glass? Not with his fist. He's gonna call someone. By the time they get there, the baby will be dead. By the time you call the cops and get help or ambulance or anything, the baby will have suffocated in a hot car because you were too much of a coward to break it, or unprepared to break it with a glass breaker or with your fist or do something. So, he'll say, well, that's different when you talk about hurting someone. It's like, no, that's not really different. Because if you have a family member or a friend or just a fellow American citizen, right? Your fellow Americans, your brother in Christ, your sister in Christ, right? And they're being manipulated and controlled by the cartel, by a drug cartel, by some drug dealers, and they're dying, they're suffocating, right? Their brain cells are literally suffocating, their brain cells are literally dying, and they could get respiratory depression, get some laced fentanyl, and they will die unless you take action. And what's a necessary action you could take? Well, you could try to snitch, be confidential informant, you could call the cops, and by the time they get there, that person will probably be dead, the victim will be dead. Your friend, your daughter, your cousin, whoever that was, your fellow American, your sister in Christ, she'll be dead. So the only way that I know, being in the military, is to put a bullet in that drug dealer's head, right?